Cash flow always wins.
Having the great brand and the great furniture and the great location, all asset. But if you're not making cash every year, those three things are not going to cause there to be a lot of value in your brokerage. You have to have repeatable cash flow that the buyer feels they'll be able to replicate. And so when we look at evaluation, we say, okay, how many agents do you have? How productive are they? What is your company dollar or gross margin that you generate after you pay agent commissions, third-party brokerage commissions? So you take your gross commission income minus those things. What company dollar are you working with that you then use to pay your expenses? Because that's going to be a limitation in a sense. How much do you have to work with each year? And then you look at profitability or cash flow. How much cash flow does it generate? And obviously, Jimmy, we add back stuff like if you're a member of the Dearborn Country Club, then we typically will say, yes, that's nice for you to have. Or if you have, let's say you have Lions season tickets or Red Wings season tickets, those are all completely fine business expenses for you personally when you're owning. But a buyer is not going to have to replicate that, right? They're just looking at your core business expenses. So any of those expenses that you run through your brokerage get added back to the cash that the brokerage is going to generate. And a lot of entrepreneurs will run through as many expenses as they can legitimately and with discretion to reduce their taxable income. What I'm looking at with evaluation is when that's all added back, how much cash does that business generate consistently year over year? And then what I typically will do is I'll say, okay, I have to put a multiple on that. So let's say, Jimmy, that your brokerage earned $300,000 in cash pretty consistently year over year. Let's say that was the number. Then I would say, okay, how many agents do you have? Oh, you have 45, 50 agents. Great. How long have you been in business? What's the reputation like? You look at all the other factors, and then you say, I think I'd give that a 3 times multiple. So that 300,000 in repeatable cash flow means your brokerage is worth $900,000, give or take. And that's a metric, is you look at about 15 different metrics, but it all boils down to, for a buyer, what cash flow can they expect will repeat for the next 3 years?